Everyone admires the bold. No one admires nor respects the timid. You know, usually when I make these videos, even before I make the videos, I don't know what I'm going to talk about because I think about something and I'm like, how can I talk about this for a good amount of time where the viewer can get the value out of it. I can get my mind across in a cohesive manner and the video doesn't end in 10 seconds. I think about it. And you know what I do sometimes? Sometimes I either look back in my past at things that I have done and I've achieved and overcome and I sort of think about how I can relate that into a video. Think about how anyone can get value out of those life lessons or out of those stories. Or I look back on other videos to do with other people who have made similar videos to ones I've made, and I just take inspiration from them, steal bits and pieces of ideas from them, and then just use it onto here. Or I just read books, one of which being the 48 Laws of Power. And as I was reading through it, Law 28 stuck out to me. Law 28 says, enter action with boldness. If you are unsure of a course of action, do not attempt it. Your doubts and hesitations will infect your execution. Timidity is dangerous. Better to enter with boldness. Any mistakes you commit through audacity are easily corrected with more audacity. Everyone admires the bold. No one honors the timid. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is obvious, but there are a lot of people who are very soft. Very soft. Excuse me. Very, very soft. There are a lot of people that let themselves. I don't know if it's them being deliberately shy, although I can relate to some aspects of my life. I feel like with the way that I've been brought up, especially through my religion, especially through how I was raised, I was always raised to be someone who should always be respecting other people in every way, shape, or form. Always come across as someone who is respectful and selfless. And also because of the fact that I was a quiet person and I was not the most confident, and I had to learn confidence pretty late. Late? I don't know. I had to learn confidence, in my opinion, pretty late. In my opinion, and throughout my life, I've been timid, I've been shy, I've been unconfident, and parts of my earlier childhood does leak into the later parts of my life. I'm talking as if I'm in my 30s, 40s, 50s, or I'm some middle-aged man, but yeah, I truly am just saying what I think is right and what I think I should say, and this is what I think I should say. There are definitely times where my past self does leak into who I am today. There is a certain part of me that I want to be. Just like how in a previous video, I've said that there are levels to people, right? It's you being yourself, but there's the relaxed version of yourself, there's the most confident version, there's the most egotistical, the most narcissistic version, then there's the most shy version, the most quiet version, the most loving version, then the most selfish version. There's different versions of oneself, okay? And learning to have emotional control while honing in on the emotion or the version that best suits the environment that you're in. Because I believe that there is no such thing as authenticity to 100% T. I believe that everyone is always wearing masks, multiple different masks at different times during the day, during the week, depending on who they're talking to, who they're with, who they're on the phone with, if they're at their job, if they're at home talking to their parents or their friends, or if they're by themselves, etc. Everyone's always wearing masks, right? Sometimes people have to wear a mask just to get what they want. So honestly, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing that people are not 100% authentic. But anyways, I'm getting off topic here. there is a part of myself that just wants to stay within this version or this realm or this mask that is just confident, that is just bold, that is just direct, that is just, cool and just nonchalant when need to be, but at the same time bold and striking and say what needs to be said when, like, at times when it needs to be said, right? But then there are parts of my life, there are times during the day or during the week or month where I'm going through a phase of insecurity. I'm going through a phase of downfall because not everyone's always in a good mood. Sometimes people are in a bad mood. It's just inevitable, right? You can't have the goods without at least a sprinkle of bads, no matter who you are. So sometimes when I do go from a bad is when I'm feeling the least confident, or when I'm feeling the least motivated, even when I'm feeling the most tired, when I'm feeling the most regretful, the most shame, unconfident. And that just that is just leaving a gaping hole for the past self to just come out. And it's tough, it's difficult, because I notice it. I notice the difference between when I am direct, when I am bold, when I'm just like, I'm not always happy and joy all the time. Sometimes you need a bit of seriousness in your life. The times when I am serious, the times when I'm more direct, the times when I'm more bold and I actually ask for what I want, that not asking, but also just telling someone how it should be, are the times when it's the most admired, the times when it's the most honored, the times when I have the most respect, compared to times where I'm sort of like, I don't know how to say it. I'm sort of, when you ask a question, but you really want the person to say yes, and you don't know what the person will say. So you ask the question with a hint of you ask a question or you say a statement, but the statement's also a question. It's like, how do I even say this? What's the best way to say this? Sort of like when you say, when someone takes something that's yours. Say, for example, someone takes this, okay? And they take it, and it's yours. They should not have taken it. They know they shouldn't have taken it because it's not theirs. They didn't ask for your permission. And you see them take it. And then you're like, but instead of saying it directly, boldly, like, hey, that's not yours, can you give it back? Or like, hey, that's mine, what are you doing with that? Or just say, like, next time ask before taking things that's not yours, especially if it's to do with myself. Instead of saying it like literally any of those examples, you say it like, that's mine. Or like, or you don't even say anything. Sometimes you don't even say anything. You see that they've taken it, you don't say anything, or you say it, but you say it in a way where it's like you're quieting your voice. You're saying it as like, you're not sure if you want it back. You know what I mean? Surely you know what I mean, right? I know I'm kind of like, but surely you know what I mean when I say this. And it's just like the person looks at you, or you feel maybe on the opposite end, and you feel it's like, bro, are you serious right now? Are you a kitten? Like, are you genuinely a baby? Like, what are you doing? I truly believe that if you are that type of person, then you need to snap out of it, because if you were to carry on living that mentality, living that kind of lifestyle of you belittling yourself, then you're only causing yourself problems. It's kind of like how you use a knife that's blunt. You're only increasing the chances of you hurting yourself compared to if you were to use a sharp knife to cook or food prep, whatever. Which is crazy, because someone also think, yeah, but the sharper the knife, the easier it is for you to get hurt because it's that sharp. One mistake is all it takes for you to chop with your hand, compared to if I were to use a blunt knife. But then if you were to use a blunt knife, you'll be taking more time and more energy, more strength, having to cut a piece of whatever you're cutting. But with the strength and the force and the effort you're putting into cutting whatever you're cutting, there's more likely of a chance for you to slip, of a chance for you to accidentally even get your hand caught while you have the strength. You know what I mean? There's just more room for error. Or sort of like when you're driving a car and you're on a motorway and you don't want to get hit. So you want to drive slow because you feel like if you drive slow, then the chances of you getting hit is far less, but that's just so counterintuitive. You're on the motorway, you should be driving fast. It's the same in this example. Stop belittling yourself. Stop trying to mask your presence. Stop trying to belittle yourself. Stop trying to downplay, lowball yourself because you feel like, oh, it's the safe option. It's the option that will always best suit me because it will lead me the most away from harm, the most away from confrontation. When sometimes it can be the literal opposite. Someone sees you as weak. Someone sees you as, oh, he's timid, he's shy, he's weak, he's unconfident, uncomfortable. More room for confrontation, more room for bullying, more room for you being exploited, you being used as a stepping stone for that other person who is bold, who is not timid, who does have the balls to actually step up to the plate and do something about it by being direct and being comfortable and confident at the same time. They're going to use that, their crushing power, to just crush you. Because you can't be able to stand, or you can't be asked, or you're just, you lack the skill to stand on your own 2 feet and to hold your own weight. Do you know what I mean? I think I'm starting to make a little bit more sense. It's always during the latter end of those videos where I actually start to find my flow. But hey, I'm still getting better. I'm still going to post as much as I can, even during times when I have no ideas in my head. But I'm sure I'm going to come up with something on the fly like I've done in this video. If this is an inspiration for you to get out there and improve your life and to get better at, improving one's own ego, improving one's own sense of self, then I don't know what is. But hey, till next time, Maxilio Vontaine, goodbye.